Hey guys, welcome back to Homestead Prepping and Survival. Well, went shopping today after work. I have not been in a couple of months. Not really shopping. I went in and grabbed one or two things, but as far as going in shopping and getting a wide variety of product, I did that today. Um, I try not to use out of my preps no more than I have to on things that last a long, long time, and sugar is one of those things. So when I buy sugar, I try to buy the 25-pound bag, and I fill my canisters up in the house, and then I vacuum seal or Mylar bag the rest of it and put it out there in the storage. So sugar is going to be something that I can't grow here and make here myself. So I'm not saying you need 3 cups of sugar in your sweet tea or your coffee or whatever, but having a little bit is definitely going to make food and drinks you know, a little bit more pleasant, a little more feel to normalcy. But something else I bought, I needed some cornmeal about a week ago, and I ended up getting into my preps, and I got some cornmeal out that was almost 3 years old. It was like 2 years and 8 or 9 months old from where I Mylar bagged it with oxygen absorbers. So I pulled that out and dumped it in my container up there and used what I needed. But when I use something, I try to buy it when I go shopping. So I've done that. I went and bought another 5-pound bag of, you see, Martha White buttermilk cornmeal, self-rising, because that's what I used the other day. And I put it in my vacuum sealer bags here and sealed it. But what I did before that is, let me show y'all on the sides right here. If you can see through the camera, that's an oxygen absorber that I put in here with it, and another one on this side. So I put one down each side of it and vacuum sealed it in the container. And what that is that'll help soak up any oxygen that's in the product, because all cornmeal and flour and stuff, if it doesn't have weevils and things in it, it can get in there, but the oxygen kills any of that stuff. So you have good product when you pull it out. And like I say, I just used some that was almost 3 years old, and it's perfectly fresh. I've got it in my canister up there, and I made a big old cast iron skillet of cornbread. So this is hard as a brick, and I told y'all in one of the last videos of last week that I planned on buying some more coffee. And so while I was in there, I got to looking around, and I found a lot of coffee, but I didn't find the little vacuum bricks, and I didn't find instant coffee. And I'd already been in there for an hour, and I'm not a I'm not a patient shopper, but I spent about 5 minutes or so looking for the instant coffee so that I could put some in with my preps. And I finally just said, you know what, I'll get it next time. So that coffee's not a high priority item for me. I rarely drink it. But cornmeal is going to come in handy. Flour is going to come in handy. Rice is going to come in handy. I bought 8 packages, the large packages of yellow rice. And I'll leave a couple on my shelf, and I'll vacuum seal the rest so that it'll stay fresh much, much longer. And I'll put oxygen absorbers in there with it. And I've got to do that sugar, which does not need oxygen absorbers. Sugar does not go bad, guys. It will last for 20, 25 years or more if it's stored correctly. So I've always Mylar bagged mine, and that's a good thing. But since I've gotten this vacuum sealer, and I've got another one that I bought, vacuum sealing to me just seems so much easier, especially when I can put the oxygen absorber in there and vacuum seal as well. So I'm pulling out the air, and the oxygen absorber is getting that last little bit of oxygen. As long as this seal holds, this should last a very long time, easily 3 to 5 years, in my opinion. All right, and I want to show you one other thing that I did. As soon as I use oxygen absorbers, they come in a little clear bag like this. I think it's 10 to the package on the size that I buy, the 300cc. if you open this package and oxygen gets there, air gets in this thing, they're going to get warm. They're going to not last as long because I put them in Ziploc bags and I got to where I was double Ziploc bagging them and still had some that wouldn't work. So what I do now is I put what I need in a package and I fold theirs up, the original bag back up, and I put it in some vacuum seal bags. And then I vacuum seal this to keep the air out of it so these oxygen absorbers will last longer. And I cut the bag a little long so when I open it and get a couple out, then I cut the seal off, then I'll reseal it. So I can get 3 or 4 times out of this bag if necessary. And it helps me save those oxygen absorbers. So it's a really good idea. You can fill the bag. They're not warm when you're done. As long as they're not warm, they're not soaking up oxygen. So that was just something I wanted to pass along to y'all. But you can see how well this is. That's hard, y'all. How well this is packed. You can put something in a bag and put oxygen absorber in there and push all the extra air out. And as this oxygen absorber sucks up the oxygen out of the air, it will pull it up tight like a vacuum sealer. So by vacuum sealing it and using that, this should last a very long time. Just some ideas for you guys. I know it's a short, quick little video, but guys, we need to be putting up food, and we need to be putting up the food that you use. Get in the habit of when you use something in your house, replace it. So, if like me, cornmeal. If I get cornmeal out of my food storage for the kitchen, when I go shopping, I get cornmeal for the food storage. As long as I've got what I want out there, rotate that food through. Don't just buy cornmeal and put it in your kitchen and leave that stored. That's not a good way to do things. It's going to get too old on you. You're going to have a lot of waste. Trust me, I've done it. So rotate through your food stores and do it right so that it'll last you much longer. I hope this has helped some of you guys. If you have not done so already on Rumble, please follow the channel. It helps me grow so very much as we are very new to Rumble. And if you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. We are at 320 or so, maybe plus by the time, now I haven't looked, subscribers on YouTube, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Get to prepping. You're going to need it. Y'all know it's plain and simple. Something I didn't show on camera, it's still sitting on the counter over there because I bought it a few days ago, was a 130 count box of trash bags. Unscented trash bags. Those things can come in handy to make, rain protection gear. You can unfold them and come along the seams and make a canopy out of it to get yourself out of the rain. You can put your backpack in there or your emergency stuff in that bag if you need to cross a creek or a river, or if it's raining, to help keep your stuff dry. There's 1,000 uses for trash bags, and I found the 130 count box for 20 bucks. I don't know how much that is per bag, but that's pretty doggone cheap, guys. Even if you got to double it, whatever, that's pretty doggone cheap. Just about anybody can save a lot of stuff that way. So excuses don't get it done. Find a way. If I can help you in any way, please send me an email, comment on the video, whatever it takes. I'll give you my number if you email me and we can talk on the phone, whatever it takes. If I can help you be better prepared, I will. So y'all remember the 2 things that's more important than anything else. Jesus Christ loves you, and so do I. Y'all be safe, be prepared.